Welcome to Shri Learning Academy. Let's simplify user level versus kernel level threads. Now that we already understand what a thread is and why multi-threading exists, it is time to look a little deeper at how threads are actually managed inside an operating system. Until now, we have talked about threads at a conceptual level. We know that a thread is the smallest unit of execution and that multiple threads inside a process allow tasks to run concurrently. What we have not discussed yet is where these threads are managed. Are they handled entirely by the operating system or are they managed by the application itself? This is exactly where the idea of user level threads and kernel level threads comes in. Let us start with user level threads. As the name suggests, these threads are managed in user space, not by the operating system kernel. The OS does not even know that these threads exist. From the kernel's point of view, there is just one process running. Inside that process, the application or a thread library creates and manages multiple threads on its own. To make this easier to imagine, think of a process as a single employee registered in a company database. The company management, which represents the operating system, only knows about that one employee. Inside the office, however, that employee may split their work into multiple personal tasks like answering emails, writing reports, and attending calls. The company management does not track those tasks individually. In the same way, the kernel schedules the process as a whole, while the user level thread library decides which thread inside the process runs next. A common example of user level threads can be found in older thread libraries or lightweight threading systems. The thread creation, deletion, scheduling, and synchronization are all handled by your user level library. Because of this, creating a new thread is very fast. There is no need to make a system call or switch to kernel mode. Everything happens within user space. This speed is one of the biggest advantages of user level threads. Context switching between threads is also faster because it does not involve the kernel. The thread library simply saves the state of one thread and loads the state of another. For applications that need to create and destroy threads frequently, this can be very efficient. However, this design comes with serious limitations. One major problem appears when a thread makes a blocking system call. Suppose one thread inside the process performs a read operation from disk. As we discussed earlier in system calls, disk I/O can take time. If the process is blocked waiting for I/O, the kernel blocks the entire process. Since the kernel is unaware of individual threads, all user level threads inside that process get blocked, even if other threads could have continued doing useful work. Imagine again that single employee in the company. If the employee is marked as unavailable because they are waiting for an approval, all their internal tasks stop as well. The company management cannot assign CPU time to individual tasks because it does not know they exist. Another limitation is related to multiprocessor systems. On a system with multiple CPU cores, user level threads cannot truly run in parallel. The kernel schedules processes, not user level threads. Since the kernel sees only one process, it assigns that process to only one CPU core at a time. Even if the process has many user level threads, they all end up sharing a single core. This means user level threads cannot fully take advantage of modern multi core hardware. Now let us shift our focus to kernel level threads. In this model, threads are managed directly by the operating system. The kernel is fully aware of each thread. Each thread has its own entry in kernel data structures, and the OS scheduler treats threads as independent units of execution. Think of this as registering each task separately in the company system. Now, the management knows exactly how many tasks exist and can assign resources to each one individually. If one task is waiting, others can still move forward. In kernel level threading, when a thread performs a blocking system call, only that specific thread is blocked. Other threads of the same process can continue running. This solves the major problem we saw with user level threads. For example, if one thread is waiting for data from disk, another thread can still respond to user input or perform computations. Kernel level threads also shine on multiprocessor systems. Since the kernel schedules threads directly, it can run multiple threads of the same process on different CPU cores at the same time. This leads to true parallelism. Modern operating systems like Linux and Windows follow this approach. When you run a multi-threaded application on a multi-core machine, different threads can actually execute simultaneously. Of course, this power comes at a cost. Creating and managing kernel-level threads is slower compared to user-level threads. Each thread operation involves system calls and transitions between user mode and kernel mode. Context switching between threads also takes more time because the kernel must save and restore more information. This overhead can become noticeable in applications that create a very large number of short-lived threads. To understand the difference more clearly, let us take a practical example. Imagine a web server handling multiple client requests. Each request can be processed independently. With kernel-level threads, each request can be assigned its own thread. If one request involves reading data from disk, that thread blocks, but other threads continue serving other clients. On a multi-core system, several requests can be handled at the same time on different cores. If the same server used only user-level threads, a blocking disk operation in one thread could pause the entire process, depending on the design. Also, even with multiple cores available, the server would not be able to fully utilize them because the kernel schedules only the process, not the individual threads. Now, let us briefly compare these two models in terms of responsibility. In user-level threads, the application or thread library is responsible for thread management. In kernel-level threads, the operating system takes on that responsibility. This difference also affects portability. User-level thread libraries can be implemented on different operating systems without changing the kernel. Kernel-level threads depend heavily on OS support. As we move forward in this module, this discussion will connect directly to the next topic on multi-threading models like many-to-one, one-to-one, and many-to-many. User-level threads are often associated with the many-to-one model, where many user threads map to one kernel thread. Kernel-level threads fit naturally with the one-to-one model, where each user thread maps to a kernel thread. Understanding these basics now will make those models much easier to grasp. In summary, user-level threads are fast and lightweight, but limited by blocking behavior and lack of true parallelism. Kernel-level threads are more powerful and flexible, but involve higher overhead. Modern operating systems usually prefer kernel-level threads because they work better with multi-core CPUs and provide better responsiveness. However, the idea of user-level threading still plays an important role in understanding how threading evolved and why different models exist. This balance between efficiency and control is a recurring theme in operating system design, and threads are one of the best examples of how design choices directly affect performance and behavior. That is it for this video. See you in the next one.